So here's 15, maybe 16 tips on driving the Wild Atlantic Way. Here we go, number 16-ish. I'm in a camper van. Obviously, I'm in a camper van. Should you take a camper van? Well, that's a tough one. On one hand, it's a big camper van. Diesel's very expensive, and the roads here are teeny tiny. I cannot emphasize that enough. However, if you do have those nerves of steel, you will get to see places in Ireland that the 1.8 million Americans each year that come here don't get to, especially places like West Cork and Donegal, which we're going to get into. Number 15, speaking of West Cork, we need to talk about Bantry. Bantry is perhaps one of the best cities in all of Ireland. Not overly touristy like Westport. It's not trying hard. It's just a fantastic town down on the bay. A fantastic pub called the Anchor Tavern, who does the best Beamish you're going to have in all of Cork, which is where you want to be drinking the Beamish. Bantry, please go. Number 14, Sheepdogs. The sheepdog demonstration, one of the things I did not think I was going to like, but I ended up absolutely loving. So cool to watch them, to watch how they were trained, to watch them herd sheep. Places like Kells Sheepdog do a great demonstration and explanation on how these working dogs are so important to Ireland. Highly, highly suggest. You can find sheepdog demonstrations all up and down the coast. Next one, Conor's Pass. Now, Conor's Pass is one of the things you need to do if you're in a caravan. However, you need to have nerves of steel and an extra pair of pants, because it is unbelievably scary, unbelievably tiny, but one of the most picturesque and dramatic roads you're ever going to drive in your life. Pub? You like pubs. I like pubs. You should go to a pub. There's a fantastic pub in the town of Corofin called Riains Pub. You can hear the crack from the outside. That's what you want, what the Irish call the crack. It's just the atmosphere, the magic, the conversation going on. Wonderful pub. Next, Diamond Head Hike. Wonderful hike. Any hike around 3 hours is a perfect hike, and Diamond Head is a perfect hike, really well taken care of, and some incredible views over the coast and over the Wild Atlantic Way. Speaking of the Wild Atlantic Way, we do need to take a second and appreciate what a brilliant logo this is. I don't think enough people pay attention to this. It looks like waves, or it looks like a crazy road, or it looks like WAW. And even the name alone absolves Ireland for any wrecks or mishaps you might get into. Okay, got a flat tire? Well, it's the Wild Atlantic Way. Next, this is just more of a culinary tip when you're traveling by camper van, but I wanted to share it with you anyway. If you have leftover chips, leftover fries from the night before, take them back to the camper van, smush them, fry them in garlic until crispy, whip up some eggs and yogurt, eggs and cream, throw that in there. Throw in some cheese. There's some wonderful cheese up and around Cork. And whatever leftover meats you had, this is some sausage from the night before. And voila, that is a filthy breakfast. Good padding for your adventure, good padding for the pub later on. Next tip, while picturesque from a distance, the Kylemore Monastery is a bit... However, twice a day, they feed the very handsome pigs, Ken and Perry, and this might end up being your most favorite thing of the entire trip. So that's going to be one of your favorite things. Let me tell you one of the things that will not be one of your favorites. You're going to see this tiny little pub. It looks cute. I think it's pronounced Mhurchú. You walk in, seems great. Owner Sean, very nice. Everything's cool until you order what they're trying to pass off as seafood chowder. It's watered down, unflavored cream with about 7 pieces of fish, and they're charging €18 for it. This is a money grab from tourists, and it's so bad that it makes campervanners, especially who have our own kitchen, not want to invest in local restaurants. So Mhurchú, fucking terrible chowder place. This was the worst thing on the entire trip, trying to pass this off, charging $20 for it. You are hurting other businesses by serving shit like this. Please don't do that anymore. So should you find yourself stressed from a shit meal, you need to take the seaweed baths. I thought this was going to be super touristy. I ended up loving it. I filmed a reel for Instagram, which I have no idea how to link to here because I'm old and new to YouTube. So somehow watch it on, I'll ask my nephew how to maybe put something right there. Any seaweed bath you can do, but you need to make sure that the seaweed bath, they're pumping in seawater, because a lot of seaweed places, I'm not mentioning names, but a lot of fancy places simply boil water and add salt, which is not cool. I totally forgot one of the best things. Sorry, James Turrell Sky Garden. This incredible, I don't think many people go to this, and that's such a shame. You walk through these woods, and then you go to this underground bunker, and then when you walk up, it's just this, you're surrounded by green, and then it sounds very weird. Then you lay down and you're looking up, and you're like in a bowl of green, and it's the most, I don't want to sound like a hippie, but it's the most like grounding, organically cool experience you can have. So James Turrell Sky Garden in Skibbereen, Ireland, that has to be on your list. Okay, back to the other ones. Castles, we're here for castles, right? There are a lot of castles up and down the way. However, there's a fantastic one called Castle Classiban. No entry fee, there's no one around, it's huge, it has this gaping hole that looks like it was destroyed in battle. It's 8 floors, yes, 8 floors of 14th century goodness. Could have easily spent 2 hours here just playing knights and queens. Hey, definitely worth a visit. It's going to be your favorite castle on the entire trip, I promise. Next up, Bundoran. Whatever you do, do not visit Bundoran. How a place like Bundoran is allowed in Ireland is beyond me. It's like a trashier version of Atlantic City. Stay away from Bundoran. But I will say, I do think places like Bundoran need to exist to remind the world that even the Irish themselves are fallible. Second to last, the Glencolumkille Drive from Strand. Strand is this beautiful beach up in Donegal, and you drive from there and the road just kind of whips around and curves around, and then you're looking at Glencolumkille. You've got the Napoleonic Tower in the background. And the last one, since we're up in Donegal, Sliabh Cliffs. Sliabh Cliffs are 3 times higher than the Cliffs of Moher, so much more dramatic, and there's nobody up there. And below that is Sliabh Camping. This place won the best campsite in Ireland a few years back. It's right at the base of Sliabh, so you can climb the mountain. It's also right across the street from the pub. I stayed this summer there. I'm not being paid to say this. I stay there out of choice. It is a wonderful campsite and one you should visit and spend more time in Donegal. Donegal and West Cork are the best places in Ireland. I hope this was very beneficial. My nephew did tell me to say like and subscribe. I don't know what that means exactly, but please do it. See you later.